Welcome to the May 20th, 2020 Pittsburgh of Public Education and the Pittsburgh Mount Oliver Intermediate Unit virtual legislative meeting. Would everyone please rise so we can salute the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First, we'll begin with this afternoon with the Pittsburgh Mount Oliver Intermediate Unit. Mr. Weiss, can we please have a roll call?
Carter,
Present.
Ms. Edwards,
Here.
Ms. Falls, Ms. Falls,
I'm
Mr. Gallagher?
present. Oh,
Thank
okay.
you. Thank you. Mr. Gallagher,
Here.
Ms. Harbin,
Here.
Kennedy,
Present.
Ms. Talferro,
Here.
Mr. Dean,
Here.
Ms. Wilson,
Here.
all members present.
All right, thank you. All right, let's see. Will all board members turn to the minutes from the April? Can I have a motion and a second to approve the minutes?
So moved.
This is Terry.
Okay, it sounded like Cindy and Terry. Thank you. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Stand approved. The committee report on education for the Pittsburgh Mount Oliver Intermediate Unit has no business this month. The committee report on business finance that includes agenda items 25.01 through 26.03 is before you. Are there any questions or comments that were not answered at agenda review? All right, hearing none, then can we have a motion and a second for a roll call vote, please?
So moved.
Second, Terry.
Kevin Carter and Terry Kennedy. Thank you both. All right, Mr. Weiss, can we have a roll call vote on this section?
Carter, Carter,
Hmm.
Ms. Edwards,
Yes.
Ms. Falls says yes.
Yes.
Ms. Falls,
Yes.
Did you hear me, Mr. Weiss?
yes, thank you.
Okay.
Mr. Gallagher,
Yes.
Ms. Harbin,
Yes.
Ms. Kennedy,
Yes.
Alfaro,
Yes.
Mr. Dean,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson,
Yes.
unanimous approval.
All right, thank you, Mr. Weiss. Item 27.01 is the Pittsburgh Mount Oliver Intermediate Unit Personnel Report. Are there any questions or comments on the report? All right, hearing none, then can I have a motion and a second for a roll call vote, please?
Terry for a motion.
Second, Veronica.
Okay, so Terry Kennedy, Veronica Edwards, thank you. Mr. Weiss?
Carter, Ms. Edwards,
Yes.
Wait, I didn't hear Ms. Falls. I don't know if there's something wrong.
Yes, something's wrong.
Something's wrong. I didn't hear you call my name.
Edwards comes before Falls.
I didn't call you yet, Ms. Falls.
Oh, I'm sorry, because it happened the last time. Okay, I apologize.
Carter, did you vote yes? Ms. Falls,
Yes.
Yes.
Gallagher? Thank you. Mr. Gallagher?
Yes.
Ms. Harbin?
Yes.
Mrs. Kennedy?
yes,
Delafaro?
Yes.
Mr. Dean?
Yes.
Ms. Wilson?
Yes.
All approved.
All right, thank you, Mr. Weiss. Item 2801 is the Pittsburgh Mount Oliver Intermediate Unit Financial Travel Report for April 2020. Are there any questions or comments on the reports? All right, hearing none, I'd like to have a motion and a second to adjourn.
Terry, so moved.
Cindy,
Okay, Terry Falls and Cindy Fall. Terry Kennedy and Cindy Falls. All right, all in favor? All in favor?
Aye, aye.
All right, the meeting of the Pittsburgh Mount Oliver Intermediate Unit is adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fair. All right, I'd like to call the meeting for the Pittsburgh Public Schools May 2020 virtual meeting to order. Mr. Weiss, may we have a roll call, please?
Carter?
Here.
Ms. Edwards?
here,
Ms. Falls?
present,
Mr. Gallagher? Gallagher?
Here.
Thank you. Ms. Harbin?
Here.
Mrs. Kennedy?
Present,
Here.
Mr. Dean?
Here.
Ms. Wilson?
Here.
All present.
Thank you, Mr. Weiss. At this time, I would like to ask Mr. Gallagher to share our core beliefs and commitments.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson. It's an honor. We will educate all children to their highest level of academic achievement. We will provide a safe and orderly environment for all students and employees. We will provide efficient and effective support for all students, families, teachers, and administrators. We will distribute resources in an efficient and equitable manner to address the needs of all students to the maximum extent feasible. We will improve public confidence and encourage strong parent community engagement in the district. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gallagher. Before we move on to the next item, I just think that I might want to remind everyone that these board meetings are available to be seen by only going to the Pittsburgh Public Schools home website and by finding where the board meetings are listed, and you can watch these at any time on your own. All right, thanks. Now, will board members please turn to the minutes? Today, we'll be approving the minutes for the April 22nd, 2020 special legislative session, the April 29th legislative session, and the May 13th, 2020 special legislative session. Are there any corrections, additions, or deletions? All right, hearing none, I would like to have a motion and a second to approve the minutes of these three meetings: April 22nd special legislative session, the regular April 29th legislative session, and the May 13th, 2020 special legislative session.
so moved,
Second, Devon.
Okay, Cindy Falls and Devin Telefaro. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 All right, the minutes stand approved. At this time, I'd like to read a statement for the executive session. In addition to executive sessions announced at the legislative meeting of April 22nd, 2020, the board met virtually in executive sessions on May 13th, 2020, and immediately before this legislative meeting to discuss various personnel matters that may include, but are not limited to, administrative vacancies and positions open and closed. The board does not vote at executive sessions. The committee report on education is before you, submitted by me, Ms. Sylvia Wilson, the chairperson, and my committee. The report includes agenda items 5.01 through 8.05. There were no items pulled for further discussion at agenda review. Are there any questions or comments on the committee report on education at this time that were not answered at agenda review? Okay, hearing none. Do we have a motion and a second for a roll call vote on the committee report on education and student performance?
So moved by Terry.
Second, Devon.
Okay, Terry Kennedy and Devin Telefera, thank you. Mr. Weiss, may we have a roll call vote on the committee report on education, please?
Carter,
Yes.
Ms. Edwards,
Yes.
Ms. Falls,
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher,
Yes.
Ms. Harbin,
Yes.
Mrs. Kennedy,
Yes.
Ms. Talaferro,
Yes.
Mr. Dean,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Report approved unanimously.
All right, thank you. We'll now move on to the committee report on business and finance that is before you, submitted by Mr. Kevin Carter, chairperson in his committee. The report includes agenda items 10.01 through 12.03. There were no items pulled for further discussion at agenda review. Are there any questions or comments on the committee report on business and finance at this time that were not answered at agenda review? Hearing none, no further questions or
Oh,
concerns?
Sorry,
Go ahead.
this
Go
is
ahead.
Miss Harbin. Yeah, I just want, can I just get a quick explanation of 12.01? Not a long explanation, just a kind of overview. Thank you.
So I can jump in here. 12.01 is per the COVID-19 pandemic. Act 13 provided us with the ability to renegotiate our transportation contracts to ensure that payments in this case reflect their actual fixed costs in the case that carriers aren't currently employing their drivers. So this is amending the contract to ensure that the board is approving the rate of payment due to the stopping of transportation services due to the COVID-19 pandemic. So this would be agreeing to pay contractors an amount that is in line with their fixed costs that they reported to the Transportation Department via survey.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anything else, anyone? All right, then may I have a motion and a second to approve this report, please?
So moved, Veronica.
Second.
Okay, Veronica Edwards, and was that Kevin Carter? Okay,
Yes.
Mr. Weiss, may we have a roll call vote on the report on business?
Carter,
Yes.
Yes.
Ms. Carter also voted yes. Ms. Falls,
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher,
Yes.
Ms. Harbin,
Yes.
Mrs. Kennedy,
Yes.
Ms. Talaferro,
Yes.
Mr. Dean, Mr. Dean,
Yes.
thank you. Ms. Wilson,
Yes,
all approved.
thank you, Mr. Weiss. All right, at this time, before we move on, I would like to recognize Dr. Hamlet, who has something to say at this point.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson. Dear Board of Directors, it is with great sadness that I write to inform you of the death of Randy Rousseau, Special Education Clerk, Programs for Students with Exceptionalities. Ms. Rousseau began her career March 1977 with the Pittsburgh Public School District, and after 43 years of service, she departed this life on Friday, May 8, 2020. One of the true joys of Ms. Rousseau's life was her love for her friends and family, including her husband, sons, and grandchildren. In her leisure time, she was an avid reader, loved watching Western movies, and spent time caring for her many plants. In the program for students with exceptionalities, Ms. Broussard was seen as a trusted, knowledgeable, and valued coworker. Her many years of experience with the program were invaluable to all who worked with her. Ms. Broussard leaves us with many fond memories. Our friend and colleague will truly be missed. Thank you, Ms. Wilson.
Thank you, Dr. Hamlet. And I think I'd be remiss to not mention that we lost Kenneth Robinson, a former student at Alderdice. He's one of our former basketball players who unfortunately drowned in a terrible accident this past week. And also more recently, another one of the violent deaths lost another student in Wilkinsburg, one of our Westinghouse students. And it is with great regret that we have to announce any of the three of them that we just are speaking of today. All right, we're now going to move to the Human Resources Report. Item number 13.01, that includes addendums A, B, C, D, and E, submitted by Mr. Bill Gallagher, chairperson in his committee. Are there any questions or comments on this report?
I just need to let people know I will be abstaining on an item because it's my daughter. And I have a memo already that Laura sent to Ira, and I'll give the details when I abstain of what the item is. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, hearing no further questions or comments, may we have a motion and a second for a roll call vote on the Human Resources Report that includes addendums A through E.
So moved, Veronica.
Second, Cindy.
Veronica Edwards and Cindy Falls, thank you. Mr. Weiss, can we have a roll call vote on the Human Resources Report?
Carter, Carter, Ms. Edwards,
Yes.
Kevin, did you vote yes? Ms. Falls,
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher,
Yes.
Ms. Harbin,
Yes.
Mrs. Kennedy,
Yes, on the report as a whole, I abstain on the main report, section C, full-time substitute, number 9. Thank you.
Talaferro,
Yes.
Mr. Dean,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Report's approved with the abstention noted.
All right, thank you.
I vote yes. My computer froze.
Okay, Kevin is a yes.
I thought you were. Thanks, Kevin.
All right, moving on to item 15.01, the 2019 end of year general fund budget transfer. Are there any questions or comments? All right, hearing none, could I please have a motion and a second to approve this report or this item?
This is Terry. I make the motion.
Devin, second.
Okay, so Terry Kennedy and Devin Telfair. Mr. Weiss, can we have a roll call vote on item 15.01, please?
Carter,
Yes.
Ms. Edwards,
Yes.
Falls,
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher,
Yes.
Harbin,
Yes.
Mrs. Kennedy,
Yes,
Ms. Talaferro,
Yes.
Mr. Dean,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Unanimous approval.
I thank you, Mr. Weiss. Item 16.01 and 16.02, the financial statements and controllers reports for the month ending April 30th, 2020 are before you this evening. Are there any questions or comments? All right, thank you. We're now going to move to item 16.03, the EBE report for May 2020. which is also before you this evening. Are there any questions or comments on this report? All right. Item 17.01 is a new business item, a grant from Grable Foundation. Are there any questions or comments on this item? All right, hearing none. May we please have a motion and a second for a roll call vote on new business item 17.01.
Terry, so moved.
Devin, second.
Okay, Terry Kennedy, Devin Telfair. Mr. Weiss, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Carter,
Yes.
Ms. Edwards,
Yes.
Ms. Falls,
Yes.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Ms. Harbin,
Yes.
Kennedy,
Yes.
Alfaro,
Yes.
Mr. Dean,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Report's approved.
Thank you, Mr. Weiss. We now move to item 17.02, which is a new business item, the COVID-19 resolution. Are there any questions or comments on this item? All right.
This is Terry.
Okay.
I'd like to say that I am pleased to support this, and I thank the Council of Great City Schools for forwarding the wording for this resolution to us. And I know other districts, board members of other districts in our state are also interested in this item. So it won't be just members of the Council of Great City Schools in our state that are going to hopefully pass this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. If there are no further questions or comments, may we have a motion and second for a roll call vote on the new business item 17.02.
Terry,
So moved.
Okay, Cindy Falls and Terry Kennedy, thank you. Mr. Weiss, may we have a roll call vote?
Carter,
Yes.
Ms. Edwards,
Yes.
Ms. Falls,
Yes.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Ms. Harbin,
Yes.
Ms. Kennedy,
Yes.
Mr. Alfaro,
Yes.
Mr. Dean,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Item is approved unanimously.
Thank you, Mr. Weiss. We're going to move now to item 17.03, which is a new business item on Local Government Unit Debt Act. Are there any questions or comments on this item? All right. Then may we please have a motion and a second for a roll call vote on item 17.03.
Terry, so moved.
Second, Devin.
Thank you. Terry Kennedy and Devin Telfair. Mr. Weiss, may we have the roll call vote now, please?
Carter,
Yes.
Ms. Edwards,
Yes.
Ms. Falls,
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher, Gallagher,
Yes.
thank you. Ms. Harbin,
Yes.
Mr. Kennedy,
Yes.
Mr. Alfaro,
Yes.
Mr. Dean,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
The resolution is approved.
Thank you. We move now to item 17.04, another new business item regarding PSBA delegates resolution. Are there any questions or comments on this item?
Ms. Falls?
Oh, go ahead, Ms. Falls.
I just wanted to say that regarding this voting, this is for the leadership conference in the fall, which at this point is not known whether it will be viral and or it will be held. So we are voting regardless as PSBA delegates, and we will be accounted for the city of Pittsburgh.
Thank you. Okay, hearing no further
Yes.
questions or comments, may we have a roll call vote? Mr. Weiss,
not.
1704.
Oh, that's Pete, that's something she's on.
Is there a question? Mr. Gallagher, did you have a question? No, okay. Mr. Weiss, can we go forward with the roll call vote, please?
Mr. Carter,
Yes.
Ms. Edwards,
Yes.
Ms. Pauls,
Yes.
Gallagher, Mr. Gallagher,
Yes.
thank you. Ms. Harmon,
Yes.
Kennedy,
yes,
Mr. Salafaro,
Yes.
Mr. Dean,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Board's approved unanimously.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Weiss. All right, item 17.05 is a new business item, a donation from the Housing Authority. Are there any questions or comments on this item? All right, hearing none, may I have a motion and a second for a roll call vote on this item?
Terry, so moved.
Second.
Okay, Terry Kennedy and Kevin Carter. Mr. Weiss? Roll
Carter,
call.
Yes.
Ms. Edwards,
Yes.
Pauls,
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher,
Yes.
Ms. Harmon,
Yes.
Ms. Kennedy,
Yes,
Salafaro,
Yes.
Mr. Dean,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes.
Items approved unanimously.
Okay, thank you. All right, item 17.07 is a new business item, critical support and mandate relief resolution. Are there any questions or comments on this item?
Ms. Wilson.
what about
1706?
1706?
Did I skip it?
Yes.
All right, sorry, let's go back to 1706. I thought that's what we were voting on, the new business item for the Housing Authority. That's not what we did?
There's two of them. They're a little bit different.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, then go
I'd
ahead.
I'd like to make a comment on this, and actually it's a combination comment for 1705 and '06, that I truly thank the Housing Authority of City of Pittsburgh for stepping up to the plate to assist our students that are living in their facilities by both providing them the laptops and just approved the acceptance of that donation in 1705. And this one is they're going to be paying for the internet so these students can then get on the internet. So I really value their partnership and their willingness to be of assistance to us. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Kennedy. All right,
I have a question.
yes?
Does the Housing Authority have a count of the number of PPS students who live in their properties who need computers and internet access?
Ms. Fairby Jones, don't we have the number?
This is Erica Fairbury Jones, Chief of Staff. Yes, can you hear me?
No, you broke.
Go ahead.
No? Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can, go ahead.
We do have, yeah, we do have that number. We match the addresses with our students. It's 872 students who will be receiving this information. We're receiving the devices as well as the internet.
Thank you.
I thought we did. Go back and check. All right, okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay, thank you. All right, then can we vote on this second Housing Authority item, please?
So, well, I move that we pass this item.
Will I have a second, please?
Cindy.
Okay, Terry Kennedy, Cindy Falls. Mr. Weiss?
Carter,
Yes.
Edwards,
Yes.
Ms. Falls,
Yes.
Gallagher,
Yes.
Harmon,
Yes.
Kennedy,
yes,
Talafaro,
Yes.
Jardine,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes,
The item is approved unanimously.
thank you. Before we move on to the next item, Mr. Weiss, I know we talked about the PSBA delegates resolution because Ms. Falls said something about it. Did we vote on that?
Yes,
And who do you have listed as the maker? And I thought we did. Who do you have as the maker and the seconder on that item?
I don't have that in front of me here.
Oh, okay, okay.
And Ms. Wilson has it, I'm sure.
All right, because I got a message that thought that we skipped it. I was pretty sure we did not. All right, thank you. So you do have a vote recorded on that. All right, thank you.
Yeah,
All right, we'll move on to 17.07. The critical support and mandate relief resolution. Are there any questions or comments on this item?
this is Terry. I'd like to thank both Mr. Weiss and Mr. Joseph for adapting the resolution that was put forth and approved by our colleagues across the state in Bensalem Township School District. This is where they originated. One of their board members helped to draft it, and I know we're not the only board that was looking to adapt it to our district. So, and then of course PSBA has gotten on board and is also requesting it. So I'd like to thank the folks who put the effort into getting this one on the table. And for folks who don't know, this is in a way is a companion to 1702, where 1702 is for the federal level and the federal budget, and this is at the state level and the state budget. So thank you very much.
Sure, thank you, Ms. Kennedy. Any other questions or comments? All right, hearing none, can we have a motion and a second, please, for this to be approved?
Terry, so moved.
Cindy, second.
Okay, Terry Kennedy and Cindy Falls, thank you. Mr. Weiss, could we have a roll call vote, please?
credit goes to Mr. Joseph. He revised it and provided the information. Mr. Carter,
Yes.
Ms. Edwards,
Yes.
Ms. Falls,
Yes.
Mr. Gallagher,
Yes.
Harbin,
Yes.
Mrs. Kennedy,
Yes,
Talafaro,
Yes.
Jardine,
Yes.
Ms. Wilson.
Yes,
Items approved.
thank you, Mr. Weiss. All right, at this time, are there any announcements to be brought before us this afternoon that do not require legislative vote? And I'm going to let you know now, I don't see any hands raised.
Miss Wilson.
Just going to have to say something. Okay,
Miss-
go ahead, Ms. Falls.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson. I just wanted to acknowledge, I forget the date, but it was one day last week when several members of the board and administration was advocating for our needs, a various degree of needs that we had with legislators, both Senate, House, and I honestly believe that we're beginning to make some headway with making Harrisburg at least aware of all our issues, and we plan to keep this door open and continue to advocate. And any help from the public would be greatly appreciated in reference to if you've been following the financial situation and any other aspect that you can feel free to contact the administration or the board regarding any issue, and we'll be glad to guide you. It's very important that all of us here be a team and participate in this event, because this is precedent. We've never had to deal with this before, so we're going to have some issues that we've never had to deal with before. So I'm just asking that everybody please be on board and work with us to help to give the best education that we can to our students, especially under these most unusual situation. And I also would like to again thank PSBA has done a lot of work through all of this, the Pennsylvania School Board Association, and I would really like to thank them for being advocates as well. And again, as my always wish, to please remember in your thoughts our military, both past, present, and future. Thank you, Ms. Wilson.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson. Anyone else?
Yes.
I just wanted to do a shout out to the Mount Arid Sword Program for providing gift cards for McKinney-Vento students at Arsenal, Colfax, Faison, Lincoln, Minadeo, Sterrett, and Westinghouse, because cards are much appreciated. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Edwards. All right, anyone else?
Yeah, Ms. Wilson, this is Dr. Hamlet. Thank you.
Okay.
So I just want the board to know, and also to the public as well, this information was in our parent update. But we will be engaging stakeholders from across the city on planning our reopening for the fall via a series of superintendent's advisory committees and subsequent subcommittees on specific topics as well. That'll be in conjunction with the PFT and some grassroots organizations as well.
Thank you, Dr. Hamlet. A lot of people have been asking about that. We appreciate you making that announcement during this meeting. All right, anyone else? All right, then no more announcements. I'd like to have a motion in a second to adjourn.
Terry, so moved.
Second.
Okay, Terry Kennedy and Cindy Falls. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, okay, motion has carried. Thank you. The meeting is now adjourned.